Notre Dame fans, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad Hughesby. This is one of the crazier videos I may ever make on this channel. Put this video together in a frenzy. I needed some time to digest the news, to take it all in, and to take a deep breath. This came out of the blue. I'm a high school kid. I was at swim practice today until roughly 5:45 p.m. Once I was out of swim practice, I scrolled through Twitter, as I do most days, and I saw, LSU going all in on Brian Kelly. I said to myself, well, they just missed out on Lincoln Riley. Dave Arnott is looking like he's going to stay at Baylor. Franklin and Mel Tucker, of course, out of the equation. Okay, well, I was nervous, but this happened last year with Marcus Freeman. So I wasn't going crazy about it. Like, you know what? This happened last year with Marcus Freeman. We're going to be okay. Now, fast forward, an hour later, and the news breaks that Brian Kelly is going to be the next head coach at Louisiana State University. I was in shock. I really didn't know how to react. I was really just speechless. I contacted a few friends, read up all that I could, and then started thinking, well, who's next? And of course, the two names that came to mind that you see on the thumbnail, Luke Fickell and Marcus Freeman, are the hopeful hires, but hey, you could get the wrong end of the stick. And some Notre Dame fans want Matt Campbell. I'm not one of those fans. I do not want Matt Campbell. I'm going to say that right now. Matt Campbell is having an average year in the Big 12 at Iowa State. Not a fan of that. I'm sorry. But a guy like Luke Fickell, or most importantly, Marcus Freeman, would change my mind. Now, Urban Meyer is also a candidate as well. You definitely need to look into that. Of course, he's coaching the Jacksonville Jaguars right now. I don't know if he wants to leave, but that's just something to keep an eye on. And then, gosh, I guess you could look elsewhere as well. See if somebody like, I don't even know, I'm just throwing around names here, Dabo Swinney. Look and see if a guy, Nick Saban, but no, that's not going to happen. There are so many names I could throw out. But the three most realistic, I think, are Urban Meyer, Luke Fickell, and Marcus Freeman. Now, what will be best for Notre Dame football recruiting? I'm about to make a video talking about that and the players. I've heard from an anonymous source that the players did not know this happened. I have a contact from South Bend that was with a walk-on player just moments, 10 minutes after news broke, and none of the players knew. Brian Kelly was out recruiting. I believe he was up in the Pacific Northwest today with a player, and gosh, I wonder what happened. Did he leave the house and say, son, I got to go get on the phone? And the kid's like, well, what's happening? And he's like, I'm headed down south. So, wow. It's wild. Now, if you hire Marcus Freeman, of course, some Notre Dame fans will still be sad. I personally will not be happy or sad. I think recruiting will skyrocket. But at the same time, I mean, gosh, we'll see. Does Brian Kelly take Marcus Freeman with him? There are so many variables in play here. Tommy Rees, does he go down south with Brian Kelly? Gosh, this is going to be wild. But I'll say this. Notre Dame needs to hire a coach in the next 5, 6, 7 days because National Signing Day is about 17 days away, 16 days away, and you better have a coach when those kids are putting pen to paper. Pen to paper, because the only recruit that I know that has publicly come out and said, I'm locked in with the Irish, is Nolan Ezekiel. Now, I'm assuming guys like Ashton Craig, Joey Tonona, some of these Midwest local kids are probably locked up as well. Eli Raridon, but at the end of the day, hey, it's a shaky world. You never know what's going to happen. Notre Dame fans, I want to say one thing before I sign off, before I make the second video I will make tonight. Notre Dame is going to be just fine. As long as Jack Swarbrick and the rest of the donors come together and say, you know what? We got to put our all into this next hire. Because the guys down south, they don't screw around. They're paying Brian Kelly the big bucks. Lincoln Riley's deal, over $100 million. Mel Tucker's deal, $95 million. So you don't even have to go 3 to 4 hours north to East Lansing, Michigan, where he was paid all that money. James Franklin, 10-year deal. Not exactly sure how much that was, but I'm assuming it's at least $7, $8, $9 million a year. Jack Swarbrick needs to pay. And Marcus Freeman understands that, and Marcus Freeman knows he'll get a head coaching gig somewhere. But I'll say this. My personal favorite candidate is Marcus Freeman. And with that, I will leave you guys to your own thoughts. And I expect everybody watching this video will be frantically searching on the web tonight, having a weird sleep. And this week will be interesting to say the least, but it's going to be sad without BK. I really thought he was great, but of course he will not be back next year. So yeah, I'll have a video on how this is going to impact recruiting here in a second. And that's it for me. Peace.